All right, here we are with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, a Chuubo's marvelous wish-granting engine fable. I am Devin, the host, and here with me today...
Peter, Digigrade, aka Digi.
Company with taxonomy, aka tax.
So, Pete, on my end, the bar isn't flipping when I speak. It's just a dead line. Is it moving on your end?
I can see something moving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. It's just not showing up on mine. Fine. Perfect.
Send custom display.
Yeah, right. So we come into, what was this? Chapter 4.
In July 2025.
Yes, of course. This is the last week of early quiet. I guess we'll set the scene. Like, where do you guys hang out when you're not working? Like, do you hang out with Calm and Corgan Zet when you're not working?
Maybe Calm.
Yeah, everybody will hang out with Calm.
Yeah, Calm is at the sports ball pitch probably all the time, playing sports ball with an enemy and the other younger kids, like Nougat. He's just coaching kids. He likes being a coach.
Yeah,
age 3.
I'll go play sports ball with the redheads.
Perfect. Corgan Zet are also there, arguing with each other in the distance, not participating. Calm's happy that you guys came. He's like, oh, hey, wow, these are the people I work with. He points you guys out to an enemy's shy about you guys for some reason.
I wave. Hello.
She looks up to you. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Tax. Who are you? You're Calm's little sister, aren't you?
Yep, I'm an enemy.
Nice to meet you.
Do you do that? Shaking hands? Is that a thing we're doing? In my mind, when you say "nice to meet you," I just imagine a hand extended and be like, "What are we doing? Shaking hands?"
I don't know. What's the custom here?
I don't know.
Do we bow?
No.
Shake hands?
It's Vertanok. We can do whatever we want.
They do a hand clasp. A good old action movie hand clasp.
Yeah. Okay.
An enemy is a small, red-headed little ragamuffin with scales along her jaw and like little bits of her arms and legs where injuries have healed up. She's just full of energy, always running around and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. This is your world. Go.
Okay, so I guess as we're playing sports ball, Digi would try talking with Tags. Like, hey, it's Soul's birthday coming up, and I think we owe her one because we went there for that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do something nice for her.
You're just breezing past the "oh yeah, you weren't there for that, eh?"
The wasn't there for what?
There you go.
Oh well, we talked with Soul after she got out of coma and so on. We checking up on her, making sure that she's fine and so on. And we talk about the things that we shouldn't be talking about. And they suggested that we'd go get some equipment to help us solve a problem. They're just like trying side-eyeing everybody. They were really helpful and got us a lot of useful data, and we fixed the colony's comms. That's started working thanks to Soul's help.
Oh yeah, you heard about that, Steph. Yeah, the comm system came online early. The satellites got rebooted, so like people can talk over the radio.
Right.
Yeah, there was a big interference with the wormhole, and our group fixed that.
That's good. Well done. Good job.
Yeah, so I thought that we should do something nice for Soul for their birthday. I think that's this month. Okay. So yeah, but we haven't talked to her that much. I mean, she's younger. We don't socialize that much, so we need to figure out what would she want.
Mm-hmm. Good question.
Maybe an enemy would know.
brief background on Sol. Sol is the daughter of Geranium and Fluorescence. You all know her augment is something to do with like her disposition, like calm mind is what it's called. So like she's this really empathetic kid that's like always sitting with people when they're sad, or helping people grieve when someone dies, or like talks to folk, or like works through problems and is like a peacemaker and stuff. And yeah, it's actually widely well known that I think like she's friends with all the kids, but her best friend's Tammy, the little hobbit girl. What do you call it? Melatonin's daughter.
Yeah. I've seen her like make this eat a bug. That's about it.
Oh, no. Do something nice for Sol, not something about dis.
In the background, you see Sol approach an enemy at the edge of the sports ball field and give her a giant red egg, and an enemy blushes, then runs off with it, and then starts eating it ravenously. And then Sol runs off.
Where did she find that egg? Not like they're lying here on the ground.
Right? Yeah, an enemy's over a makeshift little like campfire with a little bit of metal and wood, cooking the egg after she's bashed in the top, and is like stirring it with like a chopstick. Like she's making an omelet inside the egg's own shell because it's thick enough. Like Calm gets near and Calm gets near and she audibly growls. And he's like, "No, it's fine. It's yours. It's yours. We're good."
A feral kid. So yeah, we need to figure out what Sol might like.
Well, I know she's friends with Tammy, I think. Maybe we could ask her.
Little Ty Shy Aspartame.
Yes.
Well, Aspartame hangs out in the creche, actually, usually, like with Antecedent. Or at home with her dad when he's not out throwing his life into danger.
Well, at least she's easy to find.
Yes, very easy to find.
He's an indoor kid.
Where do you try to track her down? Where is this meeting happening? She can be wherever you want her to be.
With Antecedent.
I mean, you could have a lunch in the canteen and probably should be around.
Yeah, lunch works. You actually approach just as she finishes up like lunch, like there's a dessert, and Sol gets up from sitting eating next to her, and they're just chatting and talking and stuff, and then she runs off. There's a flower in Tammy's hair, yellow flower.
Where did she get that flower? Don't want to make a sort of market here for outside goods. Those kids are not outside.
So those rare yellow flowers that grow outside.
Yeah.
She getting those flowers.
But there Tammy is, eating whatever they call dessert here. I know it's mostly soy kind of stuff, or like rationy stuff that was seasoning somehow. They haven't cultivated sugar equivalents just yet.
Yeah.
We'll know when that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll know.
The kids will.
So I guess, we'd sit down with Tammy.
She looks up at the two of you as soon as you approach and sit down, eyes wide, saucer dishes, ears twitching like she might run at any moment.
Hey, Tammy, how's it going?
Fine.
Oh, that's good, Listen, you're friends with Sol, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's her birthday this month, right?
Yeah, I gave her a cake. And then she gave me a cake.
Oh.
Yeah.
She likes cake? Because, we don't even figure out what to get her.
Well, everyone likes cake. Cal likes cake.
Would she like another cake?
I don't think I've seen her say no to cake.
Well, it sounds like cake is a safe bet.
She likes music, I'm pretty sure. Her hobbies change. She does a lot of things, but I think she likes music a lot and has been looking to practice an instrument of some kind. She likes flowers. These shiny rocks she brings me sometimes. She likes. Their parents got her a little medallion to commemorate landing.
I guess we could find a photophono for her. Who would have that? Maybe you trade or something.
Who would have a photophoner? No one. It's like the most obscure instrument possible that nobody can play well. It's famously impossible to master, and people are annoyed at people who play it, so they're not often, fabricated. You would have to get someone to fabricate it, and the depot isn't open for public use. You'd have to get someone who's an adult to get Seek to fabricate it.
Okay.
She likes dolls and drawing and coloring. She's been doing a lot of knitting. She has like a thing on her arm she was showing me that she knits.
Oh, that's neat.
Tammy nods, ears wiggle.
Where do we get yarn?
The creche has yarn.
Really? Well, maybe we could get some yarn for her for her birthday.
Tammy nods.
But if we got her cake, she might share it.
Tammy laughs, because it's hilarious.
Okay, I think we can go with that. Okay, how much yarn should we get her?
I'm assuming you're walking and talking to the creche.
Yeah.
Soul is just leaving the creche as you walk into it, having completed a babysitting shift.
Okay. So let's get in the creche and scope out where they keep yarn.
Right. Anticine's in there, getting back from her break that Soul was covering. She's like, she greets both of you warmly because you're like children to her, gives you all a hug.
Hi.
Because she raised you, Pete, because you lived in the creche.
Yeah, creche kid.
Hey, kids, how are you doing? I forgot how she talked in the game, so I'm just going to wing it.
Oh, we're doing fine. We're just, resting in between the expeditions because we've been going out.
You getting plenty of water?
That we are.
Food?
We went up the river, but it turns out the lake there was acid.
You didn't drink any, right?
No. We scanned it beforehand. You have
your anaphylactic shock pens, right?
Yeah, it comes in with the kit with every.
Do you know how to use it? I could show you.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks,
have you been eating plenty when you're on expedition?
Yeah, we get rations.
Plenty of shade?
Yeah.
Well, don't work too hard out there. Be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking after each other, and Combs there. He can give us a little trouble.
Oh, that's good. He's such a great son. It'd be such a shame if he died in 5 years horribly.
What do we do without Com? We should have sort of quest flavor something to mention Com each time.
God, how dark.
Every 15 minutes. Oh, yes. How's Poochie doing?
Right? Anyway, she's just, hanging out with the kids, enjoying your company. She doesn't really have a lot of, big external gears turning at this point.
Oh, Andy, where do we keep the yarn?
Over there in the yarn cupboard. I haven't moved it since you guys played here.
No, we were just looking for a birthday present for Soul.
Oh, how sweet. That is this month. Yeah. She's doing so much better after waking up. She's been so kind. She came by to check on me and calm, and also an enemy. Just a friendly kid.
Oh, nice of her. I go over to the yarn.
Between you and
the
me.
The yarn cabinet.
Between you and me, she mentions calm enough. I think she might have a little crush. She checks in pretty frequently just to see where he's about.
Aw.
Super embarrassing. Don't say anything to her.
Okay. I promise not to say anything to Calm.
To her. Honey, to her. Don't say it to her. You remember being 10. Don't do that to her.
I snicker.
Calm can take
of course not.
Calm can take one on the chin about that. He'll be fine. Yarn cabinet. There's yarn in there.
I get some yarn. I pull out some random colors.
Perfect. Well,
some random mismatching colors.
Perfect. That is easily accessible for you.
Yes.
Okay. How do we circle this back to the quests and flavors and so on that we wanted with the...
How indeed?
Well, while we're walking around, so, what is this forbidden machinery you were talking about with Soul?
Well, did you set I know there's anyone around. So we have some, data from the satellite, but we need to process it because there's, so many satellites around Vertamna, and I guess we should, get some server that we could use on our own. I mean, how much kudos do we get from those expeditions? I think that might be
a fair chunk.
That might be enough to requisition something.
Like, you're the first people to bring back the Eye Beast, so you got a pretty big surplus on that. Like, first time capture.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
And I'm talking to Digi. Why is that? Why was that a secret or forbidden?
Well, we kind of might have did some backdoor to the systems.
Aww.
We shouldn't have, access to the satellite, but I mean, they were just there, and we wanted to know what the adults were thinking about everything that we found, and whether there were any other structures and everything.
Oh, okay. I see.
Now you're part of the team, so you're in on it, and so on, so...
Okay, I appreciate you telling me.
As you are walking across the colony campus, you notice Soul and that other kid, Recalcitrant, Tiramisu's kid. They're hoeing soil in geoponics, like backbreaking labor. Clearly playing around and hanging.
Oh, man. I'm glad I'm not doing that today. Going out on expeditions is so much better. Ugh. Jerry and Soul's mom, Fluorescence, had me doing that every day. Oh, man.
You actually see the two of them walk by while Soul and Cal are working. They all kind of pal around and laugh and hang out. And it's a little scene, a little moment.
I wave as they walk by. They might notice it or not.
Soul looks your direction and kind of just cocks her head and then waves back.
Looks at you as if she's seen you for the first time in her life.
Yeah, something like that, right? But that's crazy. You've known her your whole life.
And she mutters under her breath, "What mod is this? Who is this freak?"
Attention, freaks. It's me.
I'm
assuming, by the way, this is not all the same day. I'm assuming some time is being allowed to pass, so it's not just us camera locked on the just 20 minutes of you in one day. Like, this is like over a little bit of time in the week. So, because so over the week, we're not even at the halfway point, but like, you see a lot of activity around the colony. Like, people are getting stuff up and running. There's all sorts of chores and tasks that need to be done, and Soul is at most of them. Like, at any given time, you could be somewhere and Soul is there doing something. Like, she works shoveling like dirt in geoponics, and also apparently is doing the engineering program in the school where Hal teaches. But you've also seen her like playing sports ball with an enemy, and you've also seen her like running around, like hanging out with the kids. I'm trying to think of what other jobs there would be. She's babysitting in the creche for Antecine to give her some breaks and stuff. She's around. She also just probably started doing like little deliveries for people at some point.
Yeah, eventually when she hits toughness or organization high enough.
Yeah, I know, right?
To work on the deliveries, yeah.
But, it's just...
That is one industrious kid.
Yeah, she seems to be out from before morning curfew. Like, there's a morning curfew. Obviously, you can't... Like, there's a curfew, right? Like, you're supposed to be indoors, in colony, in bed, in your room at a certain amount of time. So, like, you can't get up and leave until a certain amount of time. Like, there's an end point to the curfew. You always seem to see her up just before that for whatever her age group is. Like, you two are up early for expeditions, and she seems to be already up.
Interesting. A productive member of the colony.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what her deal is, because maybe that's nice and all, but maybe she is trying to save some kudos for something that she's working all those jobs.
What is she getting those eggs? What are those eggs? How did she get those flowers? They grow outside the colony. I think she's sneaking out.
Or someone's supplying her.
I mean, something pretty bad would happen if she was sneaking out and got hurt. What would happen to fluorescence and geranium?
Oh,
your bosses.
Her parents would be really upset if she got hurt while she was sneaking out. Maybe we should follow her.
You could do that,
and it would help us figure out what to get. If there's anything else we should do for her birthday.
Yeah.
So here's how we can do this. Instead of having you two just follow around in a rote one-on-one thing, I'm going to assume that you guys break this up into shifts, and like I'm going to describe the scene, but assume the scene is partially happening in real time, but also partially whoever was there telling it to the other person. But that doesn't mean that one person's running the scene. Both act like you're there. Like, both like go back and forth and stuff, because like, it's not quite literally what happened. This is why we can still have the scene, but still kind of move things along and not have you two like jammed in a closet watching her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, we can include like apocryphal stuff, like third-hand knowledge or whatever, if you're trying to fill the gap. I think it's a more robust way to do it.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, who do you think, I don't know, was tracking her down in the morning as we move through the week? Like, you're probably trying to get a day or so worth of info about her, right?
Yeah.
So which one of you do you think would be willing to be up early to see just how early Soul wakes up? Because it's easy to see when she leaves her parents' quarters. You all live in the ship.
All right, which one of us is a morning person?
Well, you do have eagle eyes, so you could see there before the lights are up, before the sun's up.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, all right. Fine, I'll take the morning shift.
Morning is horrible, and you're groggy and tired, and you're a teenager, so your hormones are out of whack, and your bones are growing, and it's just a miserable time, and you just want to fight everyone. But you get up. The twin sons of Vertumna have not crested either ridge at this point. And where are you keeping a lookout? Like, I'm assuming like you're just at a building or on top of a roof somewhere, or I don't know. I don't know what your stakeout idea looks like.
Well, you could go to like the top of the ship and just crash there for the night, maybe, and then get up early and have a look overview.
Set up a motion sensor.
I mean, just be there, like have an overview of the whole colony, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
you could do that.
So you camped out on top of the ship with, like, I'm assuming a thermos of hot beverage or whatever in, like, a knapsack. And yeah, your motion sensor you set up for your holopalm, like, it chirps and alerts you. Like, you set up a little, like, camera basically. Like, hey, there's movement inside the colony grounds. It's like 5 a.m.
Huh. Interesting.
It's like 2 hours before you would get up for work.
Huh.
Soul just, and like, you can be like, wait, she did that, and you can like pander back and forth to each other, like you're observing, like you're those two Muppets, basically, right? Like, this is how we're setting up the kind of narrative. So
right.
This is how that morning goes. Soul leaves the ship where the quarters are. It looks like she's wearing her normal outfit, short sleeve, and has like a band of like string or wool or cord all around one arm with like beads on it in a bunch of different ways. As she's walking, she's like grabbing a bead and like folding it under another one, moving them around her arm like a cat's cradle almost, and just moving. She heads straight for, I think, geoponics. Yeah, heads straight to geoponics and walks into the xenobotany lab. Presumably you follow.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Through whatever closet or roof slot you're looking through, Soul casually walks into the xenobotany lab, plugs a few things in, unplugs a few other things, and flips a few switches on the computer system and starts booting it up. Not putting commands in, just starting it to boot. When it fails, she walks over and like hits a few keys and taps it a few times so it finishes booting. Then she goes over to a machine in the corner that's like behind a bit of supplies, puts that on a shelf, plugs it in, goes into, and you know about this, Dranium has a secret garden that you're not supposed to talk about, and you've seen him and Utopia there, and it has these big earth plants with like big, like 3 or 4 leafy kind of leaves on them, and they have an acrid smell. But Soul goes through that stuff, and it looks like there's other plants growing in between the marijuana plants that I've just described, and starts collecting other smaller, leafy, grassy plants, brings them over to that machine on the counter, grinds up in a mortar and pestle, scrapes it in, pours some water in, and hits a few other switches, then goes back to the computer. At this point, she slips on a lab coat too big for her and starts like going through the pockets, taking out notes and writing stuff down. Not using the computer like for science, just making sure it turns on properly and it's running properly and that the lights are working and that the geoponics lab is like, she's checking each individual bed for like wiring and stuff. Eventually that machine beeps and she swishes out the thermos in it and fills like 4 thermoses full of whatever it is it's making. Then she adds it to her clothes, which, you know, all her clothes have that mesh stuff going on. So she basically has a bandolier of these things over like her outfit. Takes off the lab coat, puts it back where it was, closes it, puts the computer into sleep mode, turns off all the lights, puts the machine away, puts everything back the way it was, goes out into geoponics, does a little bit of tilling, like half an hour's work of backbreaking labor.
Right.
So, you know, first segment, if you guys want to comment.
So she's brewing coffee.
You don't know what coffee is. That doesn't exist.
Okay, so she's making some kind of brew. Okay, well, we'll see who's
by the time that half hours passes by, Fluorescence, who gets up earlier than everyone, arrives just in time for Soul to look like she's just coming in, and whoa, they ran into each other, and, you know, she gives her mom a hug, and the mom sees that she did a little bit of work ahead of time, and, you know, says she's being really industrious, and then Soul pours her a cup from one of the thermoses and gives it to her, and the mom drinks it and makes a face like, oh god, this is awful, but then keeps drinking it. And then Soul slips out when she's not looking. At this point, she heads over to the expeditions section where Utopia is also up early because she's an early riser, and does the same thing. Like, she walks up to Utopia and Melatonin chatting, you know, starts talking to them back and forth. She's like an odd G. Willikers kid and gives them a thermos, and they both drink it and they make that face, but they look at it like, yeah, all right, this is great. Whatever it is, they love it. While they're not paying attention, she goes into a back room after they think she's left, and then she leaves with a satchel of stuff and goes and just moves on elsewhere.
Huh.
Then you lose track of her because she goes near the wall and she's not in the colony anymore.
She is sneaking out. I knew it.
Yeah, with your bird's eye view from the colony wall and keeping a low profile, she goes out into the near colony area and, like, using another mesh bag, picks up some eggs, flowers, herbal roots, crystals that are just on the ground. At one point, she picks up an entire log and just puts it over her shoulders. And there's like a critter hanging out with her, like one of those hop eyes, those little like weird cat things with like the one eye that have 1 foot or whatever, like those big bulgy 2 eyes. It's just following her around as she's going until she eventually slips back into the colony by about the time kids would be getting up.
Huh.
She runs into an enemy in Calm just as they're leaving, gives Calm a thermos of that stuff, gives an enemy a hug, gives her one of those eggs.
Another one of those eggs.
Then just coincidentally runs into Tammy as Tammy's getting out, gives her a flower. They talk for a bit. She, sees that melatonin, sees that Tammy and her hanging out, and melatonin like just is awake enough to come back home and hang out with Tammy while she's getting up for the morning to go to school. Then Soul goes to school. That's about 2 hours worth of her doing humanities work and then engineering work. And then she gives a thermos of that stuff to Hal. And when Hal's not paying attention, she goes into a closet and takes some stuff out into that same bag and goes somewhere else. She eventually makes her way to the depot, gives one of those thermoses to Seek and Uticott, like at the same time. And you hear this because you're close enough. She makes it sound like Seek was the one that arranged this for Uticott. Like Seek was the one that got this for Uticott. And Uticott's super grateful. And like they have a moment and Seek looks concerned that somebody is manipulating them. And while that's going down, though, Seek isn't paying attention to the Soul having gone to the depot and then leaves with stuff in her bag. Then she runs into Mars, who she gives some stuff out of the bag to, including some clothes, it looks like, and also a crystal, like a big chunk of quartz or whatever the equivalent is here. And they chat for a bit, and then she's off again into the engineering bay. And then she goes into the med lab, drops off a thermos to Instance. They chat very briskly. And then like Soul just kind of sits down and like lies back on the chair while they're talking. It looks like she's having emotions, or like she's just, I don't know, 1,000-mile stare for a bit before she gets up. Whatever they're talking about ends, and then she kind of shakes her head and goes back to a little happy expression. And then when Instance isn't looking, goes into one of the labs and takes stuff when she's not paying attention. The rest of the day is her using the stuff she's taken to move things around the colony. Like, she'll replace someone's equipment with a different version of it, or she'll go into the food area and replace some of the food with like stuff that she found outside that she cooks and just sets up for Antecine to have to be able to give to the kids ahead of time, being like, oh, but she sets it up making it sound like Calm did it. Like she leaves a note and everything that basically forges Calm's handwriting. Yeah, she's all over the colony. She talks to every kid in her age range throughout the day and has like a moment with them where she's just hanging out. It takes till like 3 p.m. and she never basically stops moving. Then she runs into Korg and Zet. So as she's walking, Zet picks a fight with her, like he's trying to bully her. Like he's trying to be like, if we bully her, she'll be at the bottom, we'll be one level higher, and thus we won't be the lowest people on the totem pole when, as he calls it, the purge begins. Anyway, Soul gives Zet a bunch of chances to back off, and it's just like a kid being like, oh, come on, guys, let's not do it, ha ha. And as soon as Zet turns around to argue with Korg, she grabs a rock and bashes him in the back of the head, and then jumps at Korg and starts hitting him in the face. Little 10-year-old right to the 15-year-old who's 5 foot, until he hits the ground. She stays on his neck until he stops struggling, gets up, goes back to Zed as he's crawling away, gets him on his back, leans on top of him, and says something to him while pointing in his face, and then gets up and walks off away from them. Would you like to have interviewed them?
Yes, I will go interview them afterwards.
Like, we're assuming this is afterwards. The two of you did. So this is sometime later. Korg and Zet both have black eyes and some cuts on their face and bruising on them that you can kind of tell, but their skin is that weird eel rubber skin. So they're just silently organizing parts in the garage.
Hey guys.
Oh yeah, right. Whatever. Korg just turns.
So,
hello.
Hi. How's it going?
It's fine. Nobody's asking. Who are you? What's going on? You can't make me talk. We're okay.
Oh, I saw you guys had a little dispute with Soul. Are you guys okay?
That didn't happen. You made it up. Zed says that didn't happen. We fell on. And Zed's like, we fell on a doorknob, and Korg goes on a 10-year-old. Close enough. We fell. It's fine.
He pulls up his color recorder with a photo of Soul bashing someone in.
That's AI art. Fake news.
Okay, fair. You want to admit that you got beaten up by a 10-year-old?
It didn't happen.
You're right, and it's going to definitely not be a thing that happened if you tell me exactly what went down.
Oh, well, first, shut up, Korg, or no one will hear you scream at night anymore. We're not talking.
No, that's okay. It would just be a shame if I went and told everyone else what happened. But I might not do that if you talk to me.
Zed, I think she's trying to put an email in dark mode? What? How would you even think that? Do you not know the word blackmail? What's mail? It's an email. He's just holding his head. You can't blackmail me because nothing that bad that happens to me is real unless I say it is. It didn't happen. I mean, Zet was pretty rude to the little girl, Coma girl. Soul. We used to hang out when she was littler and we were littler.
Yeah.
And then Zet didn't back down, and then Soul told us that she doesn't have time for our nonsense. And then after Zet's like, stop talking. And then she kind of looked at us and said that she sees the value in us and then walked off.
Huh. That's oddly level-headed for a 10-year-old.
Zet's just chewing on a metal wrench.
No, it's okay, Zet. Nothing happened. I saw you guys trip. And your secret's safe with me.
We fell on a doorknob. No, there aren't even doorknobs here, but you told me to say it. I've told you many things.
But remember that you're valuable.
Remember that you're valuable.
When the purge comes.
Okay, so continue to...
Yeah, cutting back to that, back to Soul's day. So this is like 5 p.m. after she beat the ever-loving stuffing out of Korg and Zet. She spends like an hour or two playing sports ball with an enemy and Calm. Then she goes home, eats, spends some time in the communal areas, make sure that she's around, kind of, and then around like 9 p.m. she sneaks out.
This time I'm gonna follow her outside.
Yeah, I'm assuming either one of you could be doing it because it's over time, but you're taking shifts, I imagine. But whoever follows Soul, she goes far out, like an hour's walk, which would have been longer, but she seems to know where she's going and is taking switchback roads and shortcuts. It eventually just ends with her overlooking the colony on like an overlook with there's like a mush tree, a lone one growing out of the ground, and it's kind of like all bulky at the bottom. She walks up to it, rubs it, taps on it, whispers at it, and the knots and wooden parts kind of shift around, almost like it's an area you can sit, like a bench, and she just kind of reclines into it. And the stuff she's taken is like some food, some bottled drinks, and she just kind of sits back and just drinks and closes her eyes and relaxes back into the tree in the middle of the night, watching the colony, singing, but not singing a song. Like, you know how people do bars, like la la la, like she's doing tones but no words, and like the trees around just kind of like move in the breeze, but there's no wind going.
Right.
She basically falls asleep till midnight and then wakes up, stretches, and goes home to bed.
How does she function in so little sleep?
So yeah, you followed Soul for a whole day to figure out to get her for her birthday and stuff. The whole time, by the way, every single time she interacted with anyone, she would touch that thing on her wrist, that massive like beads and fabric or like string, and like readjust and move stuff around. It almost looks like she has an abacus wrapped around her arm. She does it obsessively. Yeah. Busy kid.
Interesting.
Apparently has a capacity for violence.
Yeah.
How about trained to start till year 2 or something? Yeah.
You're not trained to what?
How about trained to start till year 2 or something?
Womp womp.
Nah.
Using advanced classes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Corgan said are easy to take down, but the way she did it was definitely not what you'd expect from a kid.
Right.
It was pretty savage.
It was a calm kid before.
It was a way that you had never seen another human being hurt another human being in real life. Like, no one on the colony ever treats someone like that way. Like, Corgan said are mean and sometimes try to be bullies, but they're harmless-ish.
Right. Ish.
So that's what you got.
Aww. I have to know how she made friends with the animal.
Oh yeah, that Hawkeye was following her the entire time she was outside. It was like hanging out next to her on the chair, basically, the tree chair.
So, all right, maybe fast forward to her birthday so we can give her a present.
Sure, yeah.
I think did you just be like, floored by all of this happening and go, probably like, would be like, okay, so clearly we don't know what you're up to, but what would you want from whatever? What could we help you with?
Well, you're going to walk up to Soul and like ask them what can help their secrets?
I mean, after all of this, yeah, I guess, did you just outright go, okay, I don't understand you, but clearly you're up to something, so...
All right, so you approach Soul, who's just leaning back against a tree stump in the middle of the colony.
He does that separately. I'm not with him when he does that because I wanted to ask her something. I would go up to her and ask her, you made friends with one of those hopping things. You have to introduce me to it. Tell me how you did it.
We'll get to that.
That's what I would say.
But yeah, okay. You approach her. She's nested by a tree stump, like just relaxing. Dis was there recently, and then like that Dis kid walked off. Like they never really talked to each other. They just were near each other, enjoying each other's company, I guess. But yeah, hands behind her head, relaxing. Her eyes snap open when she senses you within her like area of detection.
When this unscriptable cutscene happens, that you didn't click on. Okay. As in, like, she's not approaching me, I'm approaching her.
Yeah. Whoops.
Okay, so yeah, did you just, like, approach Soul and go like, hey, Soul, how's it going?
Oh, gee, it's going great. Did you? Wow, yeah, Willikers, what a great day. Isn't it wonderful being on this crazy planet?
Yeah, it's quite crazy. Listen, we're trying to... I guess I'll just outright say that we're trying to figure out what to get you for your birthday. and we tried like asking around, following you around a little bit, and you seem to be up to a lot of things that
Well, you
seem
know
to
what my
be.
mom says, you got to keep busy. And, I just like helping around the colony. You don't have to get me anything, did you? Come on. You got so much going on. What do you want for your birthday, buddy?
That's not for a while, so I haven't thought about this yet.
Okay, well, you think about it. We'll be able to hang out and stuff. She's like walking beside you. It's turned into a walk and talk suddenly. It's like, so how you been holding up on expeditions? You enjoying your time? I hear that, you have Calm and Anami there and Cork and Zed. Just a big group, right?
Yeah, the expeditions are kind of nice. So we've been going out to explore some new areas. We found some lake that's full of acid.
Oh, wow, that sounds Willikers so dangerous. But, like, you're all safe, right? I mean, an enemy's my friend, and she's sometimes worried about her brother, Calm. He just means the world to her, and you guys are safe out there, right? Willikers.
Well, we haven't run into anything too dangerous. I mean, there were those eye beasts. I think that's what the adults are calling them. There were
Oh,
like 5 of
wow.
them, but
My dad or Cal said that the best way to deal with them is just not to look at them and they won't get aggressive. It's crazy, right? Gee golly.
I mean, it's hard not to look at those raving dogs full of eyes. And
Well, how would I know? I've never seen a dog ever in my life. It probably looks cool.
I mean, we had some recordings with some movies that had dogs in them.
Yeah, but we got recordings that has a big lizard stomping through a city. Who knows what's real? Recordings can be faked.
That's what Cork said.
Wow.
Or Zed.
Zet. Oh, wow. Zet. Yeah, I remember Zet, him, and Korg hanging out with him when we were kids in the creche. When I was younger, you guys were hanging out in the creche together, the 3 of you, and I'd come and play. Zet would sleep upside down in the ceiling and scare everyone, and me and Dis wouldn't be afraid, and Korg would just lumber around. Wow, how much fun, right?
Yeah.
Just 2 good friends. I love those brothers. They're so great to each other.
Yeah, they're very codependent. It's good that they're caring of each other.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
good that they're around when comes, when we're out on the expedition and so on. They take the heat.
That's a grim way to talk about your friends. We love Korg and Zet, don't we? We don't want anything to happen to them.
We don't want them to fall on the rocks.
You got to be careful, You got to be careful what happens out there. All of you two, Willikers. Just, I care so much about all of you people, my family. You all live such diverse, dangerous lives. All the time. But, oh, gee, for my birthday, if you insist, I've never said no to cake. I said that to Utopia once and she got mad.
Who's ever get mad at that?
I think I said she never said no to cake, like in front of someone else, and she got mad about it. Context. I don't remember. I hit my head recently. I don't know if I've told you. So, like, sometimes I'm a little scrambly. Crazy. I'm glad I lived.
Okay. I mean, I think we can get that if that's all you want. Because, I mean, I want to support you because you seem to know what you're doing.
Oh, well, that's, you're such a bigger kid and you got your life together and you have a big boy job. It's so great of you to say that about me. It makes me feel all encouraged and enthusiastic to do my part for the colony, for Tumna forever.
Yeah, I'm a bigger kid that has some access to the replicators and what have you. So if you need something specific...
You know what? I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll want a fun dress or suit for some dance we're probably going to have. Vertumna Festival is coming up. We're going to have the first one ever. There's going to be games. Do you have any games planned? You got a skill you're going to do or a talent?
Yeah. Probably will get into the engineering. That would be nice.
I hear from Calm, they're going to do bot wrestling.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Right? Enemies signed up for it. I might, but then again, there's the science fair, and there also is the talent show. But I don't know just quite yet, Got to kind of find your groove.
Yeah, you need to figure out how you want to show yourself off to everybody else. What do you want to be known for?
Yeah, exactly. It's an interesting way to phrase that for sure. Have you been to school recently? I know you have a big kid job, but you're probably still going to school, right? Man, I'm learning all about engineering and robotics and science and how the AI works. It's crazy. Did you know that Congruence is as an artificial intelligence? She's like the entire ship. Can you even imagine? Wow, it's such a neat new concept.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess we'll tail it off from there, as I guess I'll be just getting her some cake.
The worst part is, for as much of a piece of shit I'm portraying her as, she's completely selling it. 100% earnest. That calm mind and empathy check is just knocking it out of the park.
Yep.
It's frightening just how, like, you remember talking to her like 2 weeks ago and she was not like this. She was all rattled from the crash and acting like a suspicious person, and now it's like, she didn't used to act like this before the crash, but now everyone's just kind of assuming this is how she acted because it's sweet.
Putting on a good mask.
Yeah, she's good at that. She's had some experience.
Sophie, in some time to let them know that, the time looping. Okay.
If you guys had followed her enough that you got to her like talking in the mirror or something, when she talks about herself, like when Soul's like talking to herself, like, come on, get yourself together, she calls herself Princess.
Okay.
Because it's a Princess Maker game, and that's her name in the game file.
Yeah.
She might have any name. She might be a dude or anything else, or a guy, or a dude or a guy, or a woman, or she might have a different name or a whole different career path or stuff. But Princess is kind of the unifying thing because it's a Princess Maker game.
Right.
So, Steph, you wanted to have some talk about the Hopeye?
Yes.
All right. Where do you want to meet Soul? Cafeteria, hanging out, palling around with people, sports, at home. There's so many places you could find Soul.
Maybe while she's working and not around other people.
That would be... I'm thinking of the jobs that there are. She's cleaning up the creche after all the kids are out, done babysitting.
Yeah, I go find her there.
Yeah, she's just cleaning it up, desanitizing things, putting things in their place, checking all the various electronics, just to make sure they're off properly, that kind of thing. She's whistling a tuneless song you don't know.
Oh, I've noticed you've been working really hard around the colony.
She spins around, looks at you for a moment. You see this look of like, who the fuck am I? And it's like, oh, hey, Taxonomy, how you doing? Wow, how long has it been since you've been here? I guess just the other day when you were talking to Auntie Seaton. She said that you dropped by Willikers.
Yeah, we grew up together, remember?
Of course we did. Well, that's crazy. Look, I know you're making fun of me because I hit my head, but yeah, I remember that, obviously. I didn't forget everything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta remember that.
It's all good. We're all friends here. We all live and grow and forgive each other and hang out and keep each other safe, right? That's the Vertumna group way.
All right, speaking of hanging out, I saw you sneak out, and you're being friendly with one of those animals out there.
Oh, no, please don't tell anyone. I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, no, that's what... No.
You have to introduce me to some of these animals. I want to get to know the friendly ones.
Oh, well, gee golly, Tax, you're going to be out there expeditioning. You could just find one yourself. It's real easy. You just got to put out some food, maybe. They like to be sung to or talked to nicely. Just don't be threatening, low to the ground. Animal stuff. You know this. You're an expert on animals, You've gone to college for it, ish.
I can do that, definitely, but I'd love to see one that's already friendly towards humans.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Come on, let's go hang out.
Okay. Tonight?
Yeah, like now. I've done this. I'm finished. Let's roll.
All right. Let's go.
She takes you back to her room. Her parents aren't there. And like under her bed is the Hopeye in like a little like bed she made for it.
I make an unseemly sound and then quickly cover my mouth.
Yeah, little guy was all injured, so I nursed him back to health, and he just imprinted on me, and we're buds, we're best buds. But, I can't really keep a pet because I couldn't keep one pet because, my mom, she could be very strict. You know her, she's so great and responsible.
Can I touch it?
I was saying you could take her as yours, because you know how to deal with a pet, and you're a responsible adult, and the adults wouldn't get mad at you if you had one. It just makes sense, right? You'd be doing me a big favor.
I immediately grab it and start squishing it.
There you go. Wow. This all turned out, didn't it? I'm not going to get in trouble, and you have a little friend.
Where's the hope eye? His 4 eyes bulging.
I will definitely take care of your adorable little friend. I promise.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Wow, look at this moment we're bonding. What a magical world we're on, right? Isn't for Tumnus just great? It's like a fantasy.
Hope eye boggling its eyes like a rat.
Yeah, rat boggling. Fantasy that never ends. Did you catch that as you were doing that?
What?
She was like, it's like a fantasy under her breath as you're playing with the rat. A fantasy that never ends. So, yeah, you're on expeditions. You hang out with Digi and Korg and Zed and Calm, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you're
all
being safe out there. You know, it could be dangerous. I'm friends with an enemy, and I'm friends with Tammy, and Tammy's worried about her dad. She says that he says that there's a lot out there that, you know, they don't talk exactly about, but it can be dangerous. They're building a wall for a reason, after all, right? That's something that my mom said. No, damn, my calm said. There it is. I hit my head. I get forgetful. You know, just scrambly up. Instant says it'll clear, or maybe not. You know, this could be something that happens all the time. Who knows? But GMod takes care of it. You know, clamps that down.
We try to take precautions, but there is a lot unknown out there.
Well, just be safe. You know, an enemy's worried about her big brother. She thinks the world of him, the entire world of him. She really cares about him, and you know, I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and each other and being safe, and you know, just exploring within reason.
When did you start knitting? That's a really neat wrist ornament.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you noticed. Thank you for complimenting on it. I think it's pretty too. It's just, you know, a thing. I put beads on it to help me remember stuff. It's like a thing Instance taught me. It's a memory trick. You know, like this bead is about breakfast thing I have to remember to do today. And I'll move it over here when it's done. And then when I move this one over here, it'll move back and I'll know to do it again. You know, it's better than using a computer because it's just something for me, my own little language.
Oh, that makes sense. That's really smart. Well, hopefully it helps your memory stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad. You know, I think things are going to be fine. My parents are happy. No one is worried about me. The Instance says I've got flying colors. You know, she expected there to be delusions, not a single delusion. It's great. I just love being here.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
Hey, you know what? You're a big kid, right? Can I let you in on a secret?
What's that?
Can't tell, like, the adults or your parents.
Sure.
All right. She goes under her bed and pulls out a thermos. All right. So I found this grass outside. She pours a cup. Here, take a swig of that.
I take a sip.
You immediately make that blep face that everyone makes when they drink blep tea.
Yeah. Blep.
Yeah, but you feel real stimulated.
Ooh. That's...
Yeah, you know, Utopia named them. Crazy. Utopia's so great. She's such a fun person. She named it Blep because everyone makes that face you just made. You look super goofy doing it. Yeah, you know, it's analogous to something called coffee back on Earth. But I don't know if it's addictive or not. I don't think so. I think that was just coffee.
It sure tastes like Blep, all right.
Right.
That's definitely a good name. Yeah, but
keep you alert. It's just grass that grows out in the colony. If you can identify it properly, you can just brew up a pot on the go, you know? Keep you and your whole crew alert and peppy all through the day.
That's great. And you're sure it's not toxic?
I mean, it's not toxic. I don't know if it's not addictive. It was very specific, I feel, right there. But maybe have Instance take a look at it if you're worried. Like, Instance could take a look at it. She's so smart and a science lady, you know? Wow.
And now all the 15-year-olds will be drinking this for the next couple of years and then have that breakdown like the younger kids have with the, you know, hormone stuff.
No, exactly. that was only those pods. And plus, you're all going to be drinking Blep tea when you get a little older anyway, so there's no harm. Soul rationalizes. That's my last thermos. I was just making some of that stuff for just some of my mom, my dad, and you could have it. You could just take the whole thermos, and I'll send you the
Really?
files on how to identify blep tea. Yeah, just recycle it afterwards.
Wow.
We have to
That would
recycle
be
our
great.
unused metals.
Yep. Every metal is precious.
Exactly. So yeah, she just sends over the files on how to cultivate, identify, and grow blep grass. It's pretty easy to find out in the wild. It's everywhere.
I come back and share some of the blep tea with Digi. Here, you gotta try this.
That certainly is a nervous system stimulant.
Equipment added.
Right? Give me that
I
blep
just need
tea.
to make a whole brewery.
You need to get one of those bush slugs and make it grow the grass on its back and just pick it as you go. Look, Steph, you have a
Just have it following around.
You have a little tiny spindly freak animal pet.
I do. It's adorable.
Yeah,
and it's mine.
Yeah, Sol didn't bother to name it.
Optimus Prime.
Oh, my Lord, Pete.
Okay, so we want to be wrapping it here.
Yeah, we should we'll probably go over what XP actions were what in retrospect, and then hand out XP from there. That's just how it's going to go. Sometimes I feel like you're supposed to kind of be like, oh, that's a shared action or whatever, but we'll pick it up as we go, and we're going to be in person next week, so I feel like we'll be able to kind of keep it going from there. But yeah, you two spent an entire chapter of your life, like a literal chapter of your life, spying on S01E04, or however it's supposed to be pronounced. Just a kid that lies to you a lot.
She cannot lie to her.
I mean, she was able to lie. She was lying completely to Steph. It's just Steph couldn't be lied to because Steph already knew the truth.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because I'd already seen her running around doing all those things.
Yeah, so there's no there's no affliction effect that would make her reveal the truth. It's like, yeah, you already know the truth, and she's not aware of the game mechanics, but she just fucking lied to you constantly.
Right.
She has persuasion and empathy high. You can get it really high at character creation. I think you can get empathy up to 30. And then you just have to get a jacket from Mars or something, and it cranks it up persuasion by 20 or 30 or something. So yeah, she's taking you for a ride, you rube, you imbecile, you easily trickable teen.
Very impressionable.
She is 10 or 75 years old, and she is smarter than you. But yeah, there you go. We got a whole episode about Sol. She's always going to be in the background, kind of doing stuff that are just you would associate with a playthrough of Exocolonist. Just giving people things, being nice. I know the game is each month you're doing one thing, but she must do different things. She can't just be doing one thing in a row. She must diversify what she's doing. And it's just, abstracted through the game logic. But yeah, she doesn't seem to sleep. Not because she has an augment to not sleep like Tangent, because she's on blep tea. She doesn't need to live past 30. Why bother?
Yeah.
She'll just not sleep for the first 10 years.
That's true.
Just crash having the colonies, saved and everything.
Yeah, exactly, right? This was supposed to be a relaxing run until you assholes showed up.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was Devin.
Peter.
I was Stephanie.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.